just got back from the World Championships in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, and thought I'd give you guys more of a behind-the-scenes look, since typically all you get to see is what happens on the competition platform. Catalyst Athletics had 5 lifters competing, 3 from the US, 1 from Canada, and 1 from Denmark. We had to get a COVID test within 72 hours of leaving, and then it took 30 hours of travel through Istanbul and then into Tashkent. We arrived at 2 a.m. and then had to wait about 45 minutes just for someone to show up in the visa line, then get our visas, then go through passport control, then wait another 45 minutes for our luggage. As you can see, people are stupid idiots at baggage carousels everywhere in the world. A bus took us to one of the 3 hotels that all of the athletes, coaches, and staff were staying at, and then we had to wait around to get another COVID test before getting into our rooms, which ended up being around 4:30 in the morning. As usual, a dining hall provided 3 meals a day, and this event had unusually good food, which makes being there for 10 days a lot more pleasant. There was a regular bus schedule every day to transport us the 15 minutes between the hotels and the venue and training hall, and it ran consistently on time, which also made life a lot easier. For training at these events, each country is given a scheduled time each day, and the schedule shifts 1 slot each day. For example, if your training time is 11 a.m. on Monday, it's 1 p.m. Tuesday and 3 p.m. Wednesday, etc. Training times were extra tight here because the last 20 minutes of each 2-hour time slot was allotted for cleaning, and times were rigidly enforced. Teams are also assigned platforms in the training hall, so there's no issue with space or people fighting over training areas. We were next to Canada and Georgia, so I got to help Lasha out so he was able to hit that 225 and 267. In all seriousness, it was great to meet one of my favorite lifters, Georgi Asanidze, who's Lasha's coach. Lifters do a significant chunk of training here because they typically arrive several days before they compete, so there are always some pretty big lifts happening in there. The competition venue was a good-sized arena that was set up really well, great stage and a big scoreboard and video screens. There was a nice athlete rest area to stage between weigh-ins and when you're able to get into the warm-up area for the session also. The warm-up area had been divided into cubicles for each platform, presumably as a COVID-related precaution, but it was really nice to have the separation to minimize distractions for the lifters. The only drawback to it is that it made it harder as a coach to keep an eye on what other lifters were doing in order to adjust plans. Nice big scoreboard in the back that even I could read without my glasses, and the marshal's table had a sneeze guard, so it seemed a bit like being in a liquor store with bulletproof glass. Warm-up platforms are assigned with numbers corresponding to athlete numbers, so no fighting for platforms there either. At the session start time, lifters are lined up in order in the back to walk out for presentation. Usually you're trying to sneak in a warm-up lift right before actually walking out and getting yelled at by the official to hurry up. Once introductions are done, the final 10-minute clock starts counting down to the first lifter of the session. The US has 2 national coaches, Mike Gattone and Piros Dimas. Yes, that Piros Dimas. They're in the back with each athlete's personal coach and are ultimately responsible for decisions about attempts, but of course they discuss with the personal coaches who know the athletes better. Once the final lift of the session is finished, the award podiums are set up and medals are presented, and then if you're a top lifter in the session, you get pulled into drug testing. And that's the story. After it's all over, you get another COVID test, spend 30 hours traveling home, and get your check bags 3 days later. Greg Everett with Catalyst Athletics here. Please like and share this video. If you appreciate the content, please subscribe to the channel. The more feedback I get from you guys, the more support I get from you guys, the more free content I can keep making. Thank you.